Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue to talk about this until I see otherwise. Because I feel like this is something that needs to get discussed. This is something that needs to get brought out. Because I have a lot of questions. But I think I already have the answer to it. But I still think this isn't a good enough reason to basically say, hey, this dude shouldn't coach ever again. Now, in case you guys don't know, Mark Jackson still remains without a job. Hasn't worked in a while. He pretty much was working the booth, pretty much, being an analyst. And you just have to ask yourself, why can't this man get another job? Like I said, there's rumors of him possibly going to Brooklyn. Then you heard about him going to the Knicks. The Knicks have already filled that job. And once again, Mark Jackson is without a coaching job, and he hasn't coached in pretty much 6 years. And he was the architect in turning a sorry franchise in the Golden State Warriors around, making them a respectable team. Now the Warriors, unfortunately, due to the fact that they lost a lot of key components during their championship run, Klay Thompson was out, Stephen Curry got hurt. So, basically the Warriors just had to do what they had to do. I do think the Warriors will return to, I ain't gonna say glory, but I think the Warriors will return to being a competitive team. I feel like they have the right parts in place. I still think Stephen Curry still got 3 or 4 good years left in him. I think Klay Thompson, once he recovers, I think Klay Thompson still got like 5 or 6 good years in him, depending on if he gets hurt or not. Hopefully they don't get hurt. So then they traded for Wiggins. So, I think the Warriors, if they make the right trade, sign the right type of people in free agency, I think once again they can be back at it. But I want to talk about Mark Jackson because, at the end of the day, when he was removed from Golden State and Steve Kerr took over, Steve Kerr got all the credit for getting them over the hump. And we already know why that is. We know why Steve Kerr gets full credit, but I truly believe that the Warriors would have won with Mark Jackson. Okay? For real. But you've heard all these things for years, why Mark Jackson can't get another coaching job. You've heard everything from him not being, a player's coach to him basically trying to force his religion on everybody. Because, in case you guys don't know, Mark Jackson is a pastor. When he is not coaching basketball, he is a pastor. And one of the reasons why a lot of people believed that he was removed from Golden State, because there was a rumor that some of the players complained that he was basically trying to force his religion on them. They said, before practice, they say he would be giving them booklets to read and all that kind of stuff. And some people are like, well, I'm not that religious, and I may be of another religion. I've said this before, and I stand by this. And I don't want to make this a video about, religion. But I will say this much, and somebody else talked about this too. I was raised Christian, but even I can admit to a certain degree, sometimes people in the Christian religion try to bully people with forcing their religion on people. And then it's like they don't want to deal with anybody that's not of Christian belief. And I don't think that's the right direction to go, especially when you black. they have this thing like, well, if he ain't Christian, then he ain't cool, and then you shouldn't think like that, because I'm like this. I respect everybody's religion. Okay, I do. And I've never been one. I know the church would tell you to spread the word. Well, I just never was that kind of guy. I would, if I was talking to somebody, I would give my props to the one up above. Now, if somebody would further ask questions about it, then yeah. And then I go to those church picnics. I tell people, hey, if we having a picnic, come through if you want to, So, I mean, it is what it is. I know they say you're supposed to do that, but I just was never one that would try to force that on people, because that could turn kind of ugly at times. So I was one of them kind of dudes. I would kind of like fall back on that a little bit. I just try to be cool. But people said that was one of the things that was wrong with Mark Jackson. They basically said he would try to force that on his players, giving them brochures, asking them to attend Bible study. And once again, do not come here with an attitude. I'm just telling you what I heard. I will not tolerate disrespectful comments. I'm just telling you what I heard. Let's act like adults here. I'm just telling you what I heard. This was going around before this even hit the major media sports outlets. This was something that was going on within the Bay Area, that you heard that this was going on with Mark Jackson. And as I said before, you just can't do that, because like I said, it just always leads to trouble in the long run. You got to understand that everybody isn't a Christian. Okay? And like I said before, there were rumors that Mark Jackson used to try to force that on people. You cannot do that to people. You have to respect people's religion, or even if they don't have a religion, it's best to just, if they say, hey, I'm not interested, you leave it at that. You say, well, hey, if you change your mind, I'm here for you. You got to let them come to you sometimes, other than trying to force something, because then you can further alienate them from you. So, I'm just saying. But I still don't think that should be the sole purpose why he can't get another job. Because like I said, you can put stuff in contracts where you could be like, hey man, we gonna put this in the contract where you can't bring your religion into the locker room. He either can say yes or he can say no. I'm not trying to suppress his beliefs, but at the end of the day, it do come down to respecting other people's beliefs. And like I said, this has been a rumor that has surrounded Mark Jackson for a while. Now, could it be bullshit? Yeah, absolutely. That old saying is his version, is management's version, and then somewhere in between is the truth. Now, you did hear some stuff about Andrew Bogut allegedly throwing out somebody that he brought in. I think it was like some kind of preacher, and they said Andrew Bogut, who from what I heard is a documented atheist, he got upset and he posted threw the dude out. That's what I heard, once again. But I hope Mark Jackson gets another job, because I do think he could do some good. Now, he hasn't been hired yet. Like I said, once again, you've been hearing this thing about job offers and all that kind of stuff. But until I see Mark Jackson actually standing on a podium or sitting at a table, mic'd up, being welcome as the new coach of whatever franchise, then I'm going to continue to do these videos, because the man should get another job, man. I mean, come on. I mean, for real. So that's all I have to say about that. Thank you for listening to this video. This is your boy Town Biz. I'm out.